everybody, my name is Kiera, aka Kiera's Bookshelf, and I am so excited for this week's video because I decided I wanted to do something a little different. So for today, I am here to show you guys my first official bookshelf tour, and I have been wanting to film this type of video for so long, and I feel like my bookshelves are finally where I want them to be, and so I am just ready to show you guys. I really wanted you guys to get a good sense of the types of books that I have, what I like to read, and the books that I plan on reading. I thought it was cool to just give you guys an idea of the types of books that you will be seeing in future vlogs. So with that, let's just get started. Okay, so we are going to start with the bottom shelf, starting with the Cruel Prince series. I love this series so much. I think it was literally so fun when I read it. I read it maybe like 2 years ago. I feel like Holly Black's take on Faye has been my favorite so far. But I will say that I kind of started to, I don't know, get bored with the series around the Queen of Nothing, so I did end up DNFing it. I feel like my favorite in the series was The Wicked King, and I planned on going back to the Queen of Nothing to kind of, I don't know, finish the story, see how it ended, and I just never did. And next we have my Heartstopper volumes, and I seriously love Heartstopper so much. I feel like it is the cutest comic book series that I've ever read, and I feel like this series is kind of turning into a comfort series. I've read it so many times just in my free time because it's literally so cute. I also love the show, but I definitely don't keep up with it. I honestly think I've only watched one season of the show, and I definitely plan on continuing that. I don't know when, but it will happen eventually. And next I have one of my all-time favorite fantasy series here, A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I love this series. I feel like every single book was so good. It is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I feel like I really liked it just because the concept of the witch in this book, the one that cursed the beast, was really cool. I also found myself kind of shipping the main character with the beast bodyguard, which was like not what I was expecting, and I feel like I love that. If you like Disney retellings, I definitely would recommend that you check this trilogy out. Next we have my thriller books, and as you guys know, I literally made reading vlogs for all of these, which is crazy. I love A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. It is one of my favorites so far, and I was really excited to follow up with that with the reappearance of Rachel Price. It definitely did not disappoint, and I love that. I feel like Holly Jackson is one of my all-time favorite thriller writers. I definitely plan on getting into more thrillers though, so I might be updating that list soon. And next we have my Karen McManus books. I really used to love this author, but I feel like I don't really mesh well with her writing anymore. While her stories are fast-paced, I just have a hard time following them now. So I definitely just think I'm outgrowing this author, and it's just time to branch out. I also have these really random books like kind of placed here. I just didn't really know how to separate them. I'm going to show you. You'll see the other books in this series on the next shelf, but yeah, I just didn't know what to do with them. So literally these 3 books are Disney retellings. I really like that these authors give their characters a lot of depth, and I feel like that's really needed with Disney retellings. For example, Once Upon a Dream is a Sleeping Beauty retelling, and while I don't remember everything, I really found myself liking the story of Sleeping Beauty a lot more when it was retold this way. And then we have Things We Hide from the Light. Now, I will say I have not read this book because I really didn't mesh well with Things We Never Got Over, and that really sucks because I also have Things We Left Behind, and you're going to see that on the next shelf. But with Things We Never Got Over, I just feel like I just couldn't mesh well with the author's writing. I felt like it was really immature for characters that are supposed to be in their 30s. And then I have Let It Go, which again is a Disney retelling, and then I have the comic book version of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, and I feel like this one is actually so pretty. If you like comic books and if you like Miss Peregrine, I definitely would say to check it out because it is in color, and I really wish they would have continued to make these. I just feel like it gives the story a little extra bit of oomph to it. Like, it just makes it more immersive to just see everything come to life. Okay, next on this shelf, I just want to show off my Harry Potter books right here. These were a gift from my boyfriend's mom, and they are just so pretty. If you love Harry Potter, then I would definitely recommend this. It's just super immersive. It's literally the exact same story, but I just feel like it looks really pretty coming to life with all of these colors and drawings. Okay, and since I already started to show you guys some comics, here we have the Graveyard book series, but I only have the first two. These were given to me by my mom a couple years ago, and I really liked this story. Once again, I really like the colors that are in these comic books. I just feel like everything comes to life in the pages, and it's super immersive. I'm going to show you guys the books on this top shelf first. So first we have Things We Left Behind, and then I have an ARC copy of Merciless Saviors and Godly Heathens. And then I have more Disney retellings. This one is Beauty and the Beast. This is Cinderella. And then this is Captain Hook. I don't remember what the story... Oh, I'm sorry. Peter Pan. Yes. To continue that, we have The Little Mermaid. I believe this is Mulan, and this is Snow White. I think out of all of these retellings, I really liked the Mulan story the most. I just felt like it was the most immersive, and then The Little Mermaid one. So next I have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I really loved this story. And then I have I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. I have A Little Light, but I did not finish it. And honestly, I won't, just because of how sad it is. I honestly regret buying it in the first place. But that's a story for another time. And then we have the Serpent and Dove series. I really like the series. It's kind of hard to explain it in enough time, but if you like witches, then I definitely would recommend that you read this. And then we have House of Hollow, which is kind of spooky, and again, really hard for me to explain. To be honest, I was a little confused when I read this one, but it wasn't bad. And then I have this really unique version of the Summer I Turned Pretty series. Honestly, I regret buying it this way just because it's not as pretty. Like, as you see here, it's pretty straight to the point. So I'm definitely thinking of just buying the trilogy separate because I really like how those books look, and I feel like it would look more aesthetic on my bookshelves. And then we have The East of Eden. This was my very first classic, and my boyfriend's mom gave me this. Honestly, I'm like so intimidated by classics, but I am really happy I got this one. This is the Steinbeck Sentinel edition. I'm not really sure what's the difference between this one and the other editions, but if you feel like this one would be easy for you to understand, then I definitely would recommend you read this one. And then last but not least are my Shadow Falls books that I read a while ago on my channel. I really love these books. I read the first one several years ago. I think I was in like the 7th grade, and I just never thought to continue it, but honestly, I'm really happy that I did, and it's so amazing. It's like a supernatural summer camp, so there's witches and werewolves and fairies and literally everything that you could ask for. So if you are interested in the supernatural, then I definitely would recommend the series. I really liked this edition because, as you can see on the front, it's 2 books in one. So this has Born at Midnight and Awake at Dawn, and this has Taken at Dusk and Whispered at Moonrise, and they're not really long books at all, and they're really fast paced, so definitely check them out if you're interested. Now for this next shelf, the first thing I wanted to show you was my copy of Guardians of Dawn Zara, and the ARC copy of Guardians of Dawn Amy that I have, but this is from August of 2024. I believe they're on book 3 or 4 now, but I don't have those books, and these books were actually given to me when I did an internship with Macmillan, and that was really fun. I got to pick these books out. I definitely can't wait to read these books. I feel like these books are retellings of some sort, but don't hold me to that. I don't actually know. And I like that I ended up getting this sticker. I won this in a giveaway, and I just thought it was really cute, and I was really happy that it matched the cover. And then following that, I have 3 more ARC copies of Castle of the Curse, A Fragile Enchantment, and The Dangerous Ones. And these books are out by now, but I got these a while ago. So next on the shelf, I have 3 of my favorite childhood books, and that's Eleanor and Park, Fangirl, and Landline. When I was younger, I really liked Rainbow Rowell, and I specifically like Fangirl. It pretty much is about a girl, and she lives in college, and she writes fan fiction, and I feel like it's actually kind of cool because I have 3 other books by Rainbow Rowell on my other shelves, and I will get to that soon, but I thought it was cool because the main character in this book writes fan fiction for that series, and I don't know, I just felt like that was kind of cool. Next, I have this ARC copy of Arya Khanna's Bollywood Moment. I won this in a Goodreads giveaway last year, and it was a really cute YA book. If you like YA romance, then I definitely recommend you check this out. It is not in ARC anymore. I don't really know what the finished copy looks like, but it was still really cute. And then last but not least, on this shelf, I have volumes 1 through 24 of Attack on Titan. I don't know why, but I just find that I really like buying them around Christmas time because I can just get 4 in bulk and it's just cheaper. I'm also just not really in a rush to finish manga the way I am my other books, so I don't really mind if it takes me a while to finish the series, but I definitely really like it. Okay, so next we are going to move over to one of my favorite shelves that I have currently. I love it because it's all hardcover, and I don't know why, but it's just really aesthetically pleasing to me to look at, especially on the camera. So first, I have The Stolen Heir and The Prisoner's Throne. I believe this is a spin-off series of The Cruel Prince, and I heard that it's supposed to be the main character's children in that book. They are the main characters in this book. I'm not really sure if that's true or not, but I was just really excited about it. As I mentioned before, I love Holly Black. I just really love how she writes fae, so I had to get them. Next, I have the Ferryman trilogy, and I just realized that they were out of order, so I quickly fixed them. I won these in a giveaway maybe a year ago, and I really liked the concept that was in this book. It has to do with the underworld of some sort, but not in a scary way. It's like the transportation of souls when you die or something like that, and I thought it was really cool. I will say though, I didn't really know too much about it when I got these books. I just looked at the covers and I was like, these books are beautiful and I need them. So next we have Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows. I've heard a lot about this series. People apparently really love it, and I can't wait. I know it has to do with like a magic typewriter of some sort. I don't know when I'm going to read these books, but I definitely plan on doing it soon. And then I have Breath of the Dragon and What the River Knows. Now I do know there is another book in this series called What the Library Hide, but I don't know when I'm going to buy that book. And then I have Gwen and Art Are Not in Love. I have the Belladonna series. I recently got these books sent to me by a supporter of my channel, and I definitely want to say thank you for that because these books are literally beautiful. And then last but not least, I have Heartless Hunter, and I have the Powerless series. I will say I don't have the novella. I believe it's called Powerful. I, for one, don't really care too much about buying novellas. I feel like because they're so short, it's really no point, and I usually just read them on my Kindle. Maybe I'll consider buying the physical copy. I don't know. Okay, so here is the next shelf. I really like this shelf because I have this really cute cat statue thing, and it's really cute because it's like on a book, and there's another one on the bookshelf above this too, and I don't know, I feel like it's just so cute and it really matches my aesthetic. And then the other thing I have is just a happy birthday candle. I got this in January. It was a gift and it actually smells really good. So the first two books that I am going to show you are literally right on the top, and that is We Were Liars and Family of Liars. I do believe a new book in this series has just come out or is coming out, but I don't have it yet. But I literally am so in love with these books. I literally remember the first time I read We Were Liars, the plot twist literally had me completely staring at a wall, and I literally felt like I had to read it again to figure out what happened. E. Lockhart was the first person to really shock me in a book, and I really appreciated that. The next two books I have are the Shepherd King duology, and I have not read these books yet, but I really cannot wait to start. I think this is like a gothic fantasy, and I feel like I'm really excited for that because it is definitely different than what I'm used to reading. But I will say I don't actually know what these books are about. And next I have the Shatter Me series and the Poppy War trilogy, and as you guys might know if you've seen my past videos, I filmed a reading vlog for the entire Shatter Me series and then for the entire Poppy War series. So if you are interested in watching those, definitely check those out. I feel like I had a lot of fun with both series, but I definitely had more fun with Shatter Me. So if you are a fan of that, definitely check it out. I like it because it kind of gave me like Divergent vibes, if you guys like that movie. So then we have the Poppy War trilogy, Caraval, and This Cursed Light, and This Vicious Grace. I actually think this is backwards. I think this is the first book in the series, but that's okay. This is a duology. I haven't read it yet, but I've had these two books I think for like 2 years now, and I am really excited to read them. I don't really know what they're about. I kind of like to go into books blind if I can. So before I show you guys the shelf, I just wanted to show off these cute little knickknacks that I have. One says "You're Wally Great" and the other says "You're Totally Awesome," and my boyfriend gave me these a while ago and I just thought they were so cute and they had to go on my shelf as decoration. And the next thing that I wanted to show you on this shelf is this rose. It gives me Beauty and the Beast vibes, and I thought that it was literally so pretty, so I had to put it on the shelf. Now for the books, the first three that I have is the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. I really like the covers for these books. I didn't know when I got these books that you had to read Caraval first, so I am really happy that I bought that series. I purposely waited to read this because I was like, I need to know what's going on before. I don't know if anybody else thinks like that. I don't know. It was just a pet peeve for me to not have it. And then the next two books that I have are Quicksilver and The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I am going to be honest, I only bought Quicksilver because it was so popular at one point in the book talk community, and I really just wanted to see what the hype was about, but I literally haven't read it yet, so I actually don't even know if it was worth it. And for The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, I really like the concept of this book. I believe it's like time travel. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I just feel like it's so beautiful and I can't wait to read it. The next book that I have on my shelf is The Count of Monte Cristo, and I'm really happy that I bought this. I was really excited for this because I watched Throne of Pages on YouTube, and I really liked that she read this entire book and that she loved it. So I really thought this would be more of a challenge when I get to it, but I will say I underestimated the size of this book. The next book on my shelf is When the Moon Hatched. I will say I got this book kind of on a whim. I just really liked the size of it. If a book is more than 300 pages. I am really intrigued by it. I take it as a challenge, and I really feel like I'm just gonna like every single big book that I find, but then I get it and then I am immediately intimidated by it. So the next couple of books, as you can see, are a lot shorter, and I feel like that is a lot less intimidating. So the first one that I have is Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. I read The Love Hypothesis a while ago and I ended up DNFing it, but I decided I wanted to give Ali Hazelwood another chance and try this. I know all of her books are STEM related, and even though I'm not a STEM girl, I still thought that was really cool. And next I have Wilder Girls by Rory Power. I highly recommend this book if you like thriller. It's definitely YA. I will say all of my books are YA, so if you are not interested in that, then maybe these books won't be for you, but if you like the type of books that I like, then I would say try this. It's definitely different. I think the concept had a lot of potential, but for me, I feel like it didn't follow through. Next, I have literally non-stop thriller. So I have These Fleeting Shadows, The Woods Are Always Watching, There's Someone in Your House, How to Survive Your Murder, We Won't All Survive, They'll Never Catch Us, The Legacies, They Wish They Were Us, 5 survive, You'll Be the Death of Me, and 2 Can Keep a Secret. And then on the top right here, I just have To All the Boys I Loved Before, P.S. I Still Love You, and Always and Forever, Laura Jean. Okay, so next I have a bunch of hardcovers and then random paperbacks at the top. So I am going to first talk about the top. So up here I have Punk 57 and I have the Selection series. I really like the Selection series, but I will say I only read the first 3. I feel like once I finished The Crown, I was kind of over it and I didn't really care about the sequel, but I definitely plan on rereading the series and actually finishing the whole thing and seeing if it's worth it. And then I also have Punk 57, and fun fact, I DNF'd this book. I did not get far at all in it, but I definitely plan on trying it again. Okay, so now for the rest of the books on the shelf. As you can see, I have Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I have not read Onyx Storm yet, but I have read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. I actually have reading vlogs on them if you guys want to check them out. And I'm not really sure when I'm going to read Onyx Storm. And then I have some Cassandra Clare. I have Chain of Gold, Chain of Iron, and Chain of Thorn. Fun fact about Cassandra Clare is I tried to read The Mortal Instruments when I was younger. Didn't get past book 1 because of that plot, if you know, you know. And I just never gave her a chance after that, but now I'm kind of deciding I want to try her again. So just like my Sarah J. Maas journey, I started reading Cassandra Clare's books backwards. So I read the entirety of The Last Hours. I believe this is what it's called. I loved it, and now I am on a mission to read the rest of her books. I'm not sure when, but I'm really excited about it. And then I have this special edition of Bridgerton. This is books 3 and 4, so this is Benedict and Colin's story. My boyfriend's mom gave me this, and I honestly didn't know they made editions like this. I cannot wait to read this. And last but not least, on this shelf, we have Crescent City. I loved Crescent City at the time. I feel like House of Flame and Shadow was kind of a disappointment. My favorite by far is the first one. I loved the world building. I loved Bryce as a main character, but I don't know. I feel like it just kind of fell short towards the end with House of Flame and Shadow. Maybe as the books continue, I will fall in love with the series. I guess we'll see. So this is my next shelf. First, I have this Lemon Balm and Cedar candle, and I have this squishy, and I love it. It actually smells really good. It kind of smells like candy. So first I have The Serpent in the Wings of Night and The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. I thought that The Songbird and the Heart of Stone was the 3rd book in the series. I have to get the other book. I don't know when I plan to. I was actually a little upset when I found that out. And then I have Lightlark, Nightbane, and Skyshade. And then we have The Getaway List, and then the first 2 books in Heaven's Official Blessing. And then I have Throne of the Fallen. I was really excited for this because I heard there's vampires. I could be wrong. I really hope I'm not. But anything with vampires intrigues me and I want it. Which is funny because literally this whole thing, this whole row right here is vampires. So we have the Simon Snow series. I only read the first book, so I'm really excited to read the rest of them, but I read the first one a couple of years ago, so I definitely plan on doing like one big video for it. I don't know when exactly. And then I have the Vampire Academy series. I just got these and I'm really excited for it. I know Vampire Academy is pretty old, but I was really excited about it. So next I have my Throne of Glass series. I know you see Throne of Glass is missing. That's because I'm currently filming reading vlogs for all of them. By the time this video goes up, I will start reading it and start vlogging it. I don't exactly know when that vlog will be up, but the Assassin's Blade one will be up by the time this is up if you guys want to check that out. Then I have We Shall Be Monsters, Past, Present, and Future, The Lost Queen, and The Counselors. I don't know why, but I really like that all four of these are hardcovers. I feel like it's just really satisfying. And then I have the Ember and the Ashes series. I have not read them, but I was really excited for it. I haven't read Sabra Tahir at all, so I kind of want to see what the hype is about with her. And literally right next to it, I have this super beautiful shelf. I love this shelf so much. I actually just reorganized it before I started filming this video. So here I have A Day of Fallen Night and The Priory of the Orange Tree, literally the two most intimidating books on all of my shelves. I tried so hard to read A Day of Fallen Night multiple times and I ended up DNFing it every time, but I don't want to give up. Eventually I'm going to try to read the series again, but I'm going to actually start with Priory of the Orange Tree this time and hopefully that can work out. I also have the Infernal Devices and the Dark Artifices. I used to really love Cassandra Clare, as I said, but I never read this series and I'm actually really surprised by it, so I decided why not give it a try someday. And then I just have some standalone. So I have The Prince of the Apocalypse, The Deathless One, Down Comes the Night, Hope Ablaze, Secrets Never Die, People to Follow, The Quiet Unraveling of Eve Ellaway, and You Reach Sam. Pretty interesting mix here, and I just noticed the majority of these are blues and purples. I think that's kind of cool. It was not planned, but ended up working out. And then last but not least, guys, we have one more shelf after this, I promise. I have the Divergent series, the Harry Potter series, and I decided why not clump the Twilight series in there too. I literally plan on rereading all of these. I don't know when. I just feel like I've had all of these books for years and years and they're so good. So why not do a nostalgic read one day, especially for Harry Potter, because I really have not read that series in so long. And now for the final bookshelf, I have the ACOTAR series, looking extremely bright and beautiful. I have Fable and Namesake. I have the Percy Jackson series. I have the Dorothy Must Die series, and then I have a bunch of comic books up here. If you've seen my Percy Jackson reading vlog, then you will know I had the worst reading slump reading these books. I feel like I just wasn't the target audience that I thought I was. I love the movies, but I feel like for some reason I didn't really mesh well with the books. I don't know if you can notice by the lighting in here, but it's literally dark outside now. I started this a couple hours ago, and I don't think my camera is used to me filming like non-stop, so I definitely had to take a couple pauses every now and then. But I hope you really liked this video this week. So this has been Kiara's Bookshelf. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you liked this video. Please stay tuned because I have a lot of exciting content planned for my channel. Bye!